Hey guys, before we move on with the video, I want to take this time to shout out 5 of my YouTube membership members. They are Andy Jobro, Fade Into Gaming, Kaibaman41, Kane Erasmus, and Terra1324. Thank you so much for supporting me on YouTube memberships. Guys, if you want to be a part of my YouTube memberships, it only costs 99 cents per month. You guys will have access to a badge right next to your name that you'll see when you comment on my videos and my video premieres. You guys will have access to exclusive emotes, only a part of YouTube memberships. You guys will be randomly shouted out amongst 4 other people on newly uploaded videos. And last but certainly not least, you guys will automatically be entered into a $15 monthly gift card giveaway that I'll be doing at the end of every month. All of that for 99 cents per month. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the video. What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Back with another video, this time on the closed beta for Octopath Traveler, Champions of the Continent. In this video, I'm going to be talking about characters, how to level them up, how you build them up, how to make them stronger, all that good stuff that I've discovered so far by playing through the closed beta of Octopath Traveler, Champions of the Continent. Now, some disclaimers and reminders that I do want to put out there. Again, guys, this is the closed beta of the game. It is going to be running all the way up until April 5th. Anything that you see here could potentially change for the global release of Octopath Traveler, Champions of the Continent. So just keep that in mind if you guys happen to come across this video when the actual game does release on mobile devices, and you guys reference it, because some of the things may potentially change on the global release. And then a second reminder is that I am not looking at any type of information on the JP version of this game. I do understand that there is a JP version. The JP version came out first. It is much farther than the global version. I know that there's going to be tier lists out there and people suggesting on what characters to pull for and this and that, but I'm completely avoiding that because I want my experience with Octopath Traveler, Champions of the Continent to be completely spoiler-free, free of foresight, and also organic. I want to be able to experience everything and kind of learn the game as I go. And if you guys are interested in pre-registering for this game when it comes out, I believe forecasted 2022 summer, the link will be down below for the Google Play pre-registration, and I believe there is an iOS pre-registration now. I haven't checked myself on my iOS device, but if you guys can check and maybe let me know in the comment section below if you can pre-register for the iOS version of this game. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and talk about characters, how to make them stronger, how to build them up, all that good stuff. So to check out our characters, we're going to go right into Party. It's going to take us into this menu where it pretty much shows our formation for the current party that we have. Remember, in this version of Octopath Traveler, you can have up to 8 characters, 4 in the front row and 4 in the back row. And you can interchange them either in the formation screen, which is right over here, or you could also interchange them in midst of combat. So if you want to switch somebody from the front to back, you could do so, and back to front. Pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and just go right into Travelers. Let's go ahead and click on a 5-star Traveler. Let's click on Millard, because Millard was a character that I recently pulled. So when you take a look at a character status, when you this is what you're going to be seeing. So you're going to be seeing a lot of standard things that you normally see in a JRPG. So you're going to see the character's name. You're going to see what class they are, because this game does have job classes. Okay, it's going to show you their EXP, how far they need to be able to level up, HP, SP, and then you all have their stats right here: physical attack, physical defense. Very, very standard stuff. Right over here, it's going to be story. So it's going to give you an idea of where this character is from and how to initiate like their specific character story events, because each character has their own particular story that you could follow, and every time you complete one of the chapters of their quests, you do earn particular materials and rewards and things like that. And then afterwards, it tells you what their influence moral compass is, because there's 3 different influences in this game: fame, power, and wealth. And for Millard in particular, he is going to be part of fame. So then you have equipment, which this is what you use to equip their equipment. You have skills. This is where you equip the skills that you learn from the job points that you acquire from leveling up. And then you also have their passives, which is also something that you could learn from the job points. So let's go ahead and get into the basics. So how do you level up a character? So one of the first ways to level up a character is doing random battles, beating up monsters, gaining EXP. Pretty standard. But another way that you could level up a character is you click the plus button right here, right next to their level. And what that does is it brings up a menu, and it brings up a menu of items that you could potentially be carrying. So I have something called Experience Nut. So if I use 5 experience nuts right now on Millard. He's going to be able to gain 1 level, so let's go ahead and level him up. And now he is level 23. If we go back into that menu, we could also go into level. I believe for this one, this is where you get to use the item called berries, and that's something that you could get in the exchange shop, where it just auto levels them. But that one is a little bit more harder to acquire because it does involve using something called guidestone shards, which there's plenty of ways to exchange guidestone shards, but that's just another way that you can also level up your character. Now, there is a system for duplicates. So let's say I pulled 5-star Millard, right? And let's say I pulled another copy of him. Well, that copy will not go to waste because you get something called Guidestones. So you get the specific character's Guidestone, and if you don't happen to have that other character's Guidestone, let's say like I want to increase the level cap for Millard because that's one functionality of pulling dupes in this game. So if I don't have any of a specific character's Guidestones, I can use like a generalized one of a certain color. So 5 stars go with gold, 4 stars go with silver, 3 stars go with bronze. So let's say I don't have any of Millard's Guidestones, I can use these generic ones. But if I decide to increase his level cap, so I can increase it 4 times with the 100 Millard Guidestones that I have. And take a note of this, Traveler-specific Guidestones will be prioritized. So any type of Guidestones that you have that have a name attached to them, that's going to be used first before you actually use your generic one. So let's just go ahead and do that right now. We're going to go ahead and limit break him. Yep. So now our Millard's level cap is increased from 80 to 84. And this is going to be the same functionality with characters of a lower star rarity. All right, so now we also have something called Awakening. Now, what is Awakening? Awakening allows us to unlock special passives and things like that for our character. So, for example, Awakening Stage 1 will increase the base attributes for Millard. Awakening 2 gives you an additional battle skill slot. 3 gives you a base attribute HP plus 50%. And then 4 is currently unavailable. I believe this is because this is the closed beta. But once this game actually goes global and I start making content on the actual global release, we will cover what that represents when that's actually revealed on the global release. So for Awakening Stage, there's 2 ways that you can actually unlock the Awakening stages. So you can use an Awakening Stone. Now, if you pull a dupe of a 5-star, you're going to be given their Guide Stones, and you're also going to be giving their Awakening Stone. Now, another way to also unlock Awakenings is I believe, by using Guide Stones as well. But let's go ahead and use the one right now for Millard. And then we're going to go to another character to see if that is the case, if there's an alternative way to unlock their Awakening passives. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And there you go. We have now awakened Millard. We have the first awakening, which increases his base attributes by 30%. So that's that. And then I did say that there could be a potential way of unlocking another awakened passive. Let's go to my 3-star healer, Jose, right over here, because I know that I did unlock a duplicate for him. Okay, so as you can see right here with Jose, he's a 3-star base. I don't have any of his specific awakening stones, but what I do have is his guide stones, and you could also use the generic ones. I think this might only be specific to like the lower end rarities, which is why it was showing for Millard to use his actual awakening stone. But like I said, I'm still learning the game as I go. But as you can see right here, there's an alternative way to actually unlock these passives for your characters as far as when it comes to awakening. So you can either use their actual character specific awakening stones, or you could use their guide stones. So that's something to keep in mind. But generally, I'm not entirely sure what's more valuable, if the passive is more valuable for the awakening or if the level cap is more important. So if anybody knows who actually has played the Japanese version, let me know in the comment section below, but this is it right here. So now we're also going to go into something called learning skills with your job points. So as you level up, whether it's through the experience nuts or the berries or fighting monsters, you'll start earning job points. And with these job points, you can earn more stats, you could learn more skills, you can learn more passives, and this is how the menu looks like for that. So we're going to go to learn skills, and we're going to go ahead and click on Millard. So as you can see right here, it tells us that we have 8 current JP that we could use. If you go on to Cleric, so I've already had this particular board mastered. You could see that I've already unlocked a bunch of stuff here. And so right now I'm on Skilled Cleric. So let's say I want to use up my 8 points, so I'm going to increase his speed by +2. I want to increase his crit by 2. And I want to learn that new battle skill there. So let's increase his HP. All right. And then let's see. We're going to learn a new battle skill. So he's going to learn Crippling Bash. Deals physical saves damage to single foe and imparts physical attack down. So it debuffs. And it costs 1 JP. So let's go ahead and learn that. And now when we learn a new skill, it gives us the option to equip skills. So because I don't have the 4th battle skill slot unlocked yet, because that does happen with Awakening 2, what I'm going to go ahead and do is see if I can replace a skill with that. So I'm going to go ahead and click Guardian Aura. I'm going to scroll down to Crippling Bash. And I have now equipped the brand new skill that I learned through the job tree. So we're just going to go ahead and unlock the rest, some of the other passives here from his board. So we've used all 8 of our current job points. But once you finish one, you move down to the next one, and then to the next one, and then to the next one. So that is how that works as far as learning, new skills and passives like that. So that's pretty much going to be it in a nutshell. One of the things that I do want to cover too, which is related to characters, but something a little bit more on a different topic, is going to be equipment. So how do you get brand new equipment? Well, one of the ways you can get brand new equipment is by interacting based on your influence with characters with a chat bubble. Sometimes the items that they have that you can actually persuade them or fight them for will be weapons. So that's one way. You can also get weapons through, going through dungeons and opening some of the rare treasure chests, or you could go into the weapon store, or this is the blacksmithing store pretty much. You talk to the vendor here, and what happens is that let's say you have some materials that you had collected by fighting monsters, opening treasure chests. You're automatically going to sell those, and then it's going to unlock weapons for you. So let's say that just happened. I just unlocked a bunch of weapons. It shows you exactly what you could buy. So let's see if I could buy a new staff for Millard. So it looks like I can. Now when it comes to equipment, it will have a level requirement. So in order for me to use this stone rod, I need to be level 12. I also need to have these particular materials, which is Lowen rod and mohair, and then it tells me how much money this is going to cost me, or the currency of this game is called leaves, even though it doesn't look anything like leaves, but that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that stone rod. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. I bought the stone rod, and then let's go ahead and go right into my party again, and we're going to equip that rod right on to Millard. So we're going to get rid of that makeshift staff and equip the stone rod. So that's equipment right then and there. Then one more thing that I actually do want to point out that is related to your characters as far as making them stronger. We're actually going to go into the exchange shop. So I was talking about this earlier in the beginning of the game, or the beginning of this video, I mean. And you go to Guidestone Shards. So Guidestone Shards, you have bronze, you have silver, you have gold. You can exchange them for various items. So you can exchange them, for example, you can exchange them for guide stones that you could use to either increase the level cap of a character, or you could also, use it to get their awakening skills and things like that. But you could also exchange them for items. And another item that you should pay attention to are these. So these seals, a seal that unlocks the latent powers of your job. So this is something that you could use, that you could buy with your guide stones that will improve your character. Some of them do have like a remaining time that they'll be in the shop before you miss out on it. But it looks like it replenishes per month. So, for example, Seal of the Flamebringer unlocks the latent powers of a cleric. So that would be something that I would be giving to Millard because he is a cleric. If you go to like Gold Guidestone, gives you even more powerful options. So, for example, the Spirit Scarf is actually pretty powerful because it grants automatic SP recovery and HP recovery, which is very important in combat, because in combat, the only way you could replenish HP and MP besides using healing abilities is to switch the front character to the back row, and any characters in the back row will gradually recover their SP and their HP because you cannot use items in battle. But this is also how you could improve your characters through utilizing Guidestone Shards and exchanging them for either those seals or like these different pieces of accessories right here, which can also help your characters out. But this is going to go ahead and conclude my video on characters, building them, making them more powerful, unlocking skills, using your JP, all that good stuff so far that I've learned by playing through the closed beta of Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent. Hopefully this video helps you guys out, especially for those of you that are interested in the global release for this game when it does go live in summer 2022. Thank you guys again for watching. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Mahal, everyone.